here today at Harley Davidson of Charlotte and Matthews. I'm going to ride a couple bikes today. I'll try to get a shot of this one. And what you guys see, this one is the 48. I'm not sure kind of what version or handlebars are on it, but that's what it is, just the 48. It's not the 883 Sportster, but it's similar in the design and handlebar layout and everything. The individual turn signals would be something that probably I'd have to get used to. I'm not necessarily going to worry too much about it right now because I'm in a group. They're not all the way forward controls, but they're slightly forward controls. That already just threw me for a loop on my first shift, but readjust myself to a staggered position here. This particular bike, as you can see, has the mirrors on the bottom, so that's something even to get used to again. I don't know if they all have it that way, but they're actually not bad. Said not to do like back up and do slingshots, but we're in third gear here. Probably can't notice that on camera, but that's just barely twisting it. It got up and moved. So you wouldn't have a problem with power, that's for sure. Even being a Sportster, I can tell already there's a little bit of vibration through the handlebars and the foot pegs, but honestly with the seat that's on it, I don't really feel too much through the seat, so that's good. I have to lean forward just a little bit to reach this particular handlebar setup. If you got different bars, or you just have a little bit longer arms than I do, you'll be okay. For me, the legroom's nice. A little taller rider is going to almost even be check my turn signals and cancel them there. Taller rider is going to be almost more like the sport position, just because your legs are longer. My only real complaint is on my right side here. He's got the radio on. My main concern is the air filter.
Has anyone ever done this before? I don't know if anyone has ever sold this many cars in a month.
My leg hits the air filter. It's not, well, kind of an inconvenience for me. It actually catches the top just below the knee. If I kind of poke my knee out, a little bit of that still touches, it's not so much. But if I've got my leg tucked in, it's kind of inconvenient. So I don't know if they offer a smaller air filter, or if you buy like a Ram Air and it's just shaped differently. If it's narrow in the back like that, then that'd be okay. I think in particular, this bike would have a nice sound. I can hear just from my seat. I know I've got other bikes in front of me, but I'm not impressed with the stock exhaust sound. But it's pretty quiet. If you live somewhere where you didn't want to... Alright, that's kind of rough. It is a Sportster, but these little bumps in the road, I can feel everything through the handlebars. The seat's still soft. It's not hurting me there, but through the handlebars and the frame and the foot pegs, this chassis is definitely stiff and suspension's stiff, so. And I'm in third, and it doesn't sound like I'm turning hardly any RPMs. I could probably be in second. So there is a lot of vibration from the engine. I don't think I'm not gonna get to go on the highway at all with this, but with no windscreen, that's okay. I can tell you what that's like. Just a lot of wind noise, but it's not too bad. I hear a lot of ticking. I don't know if it's the valves or just the way that the engine is. But even on my R6, I hear, the valves making some noise anyway, so. I don't want to look like I'm crazy and switch lanes with people behind me, but. Feels like it leans over. Engine braking's good. I don't even know if it showed up in the video, but just there, I mean, I was putting just a little bit of input on the handlebars, and felt like it'd lean over pretty good. You're not, obviously, ground clearance, you're not going to really lean the thing over, but like I said, it felt actually nice and light. So if you did want to go for a joyride on some back roads with a couple turns, seems like it'd be pretty nice. And if you can see here, my head's not moving as much as the bike is. The bike's moving a lot. But I'm not sure what displacement this engine is. I know it's not the biggest one that they have. But coming from a 600, you know, sport bike inline four to this V-twin, there's going to be some vibration there. This guy right in front of me doesn't seem to know what staggered formation is. He's supposed, since the leader switched sides, he's supposed to be where I am, but at least I'm staggered from him, so whatever. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'll try to get a shot of this, like I said at the end. I was trying to just figure out which bike it was. This bike, if you didn't see, was off to the side, and so I was just trying to figure out which one it is and get on it. I didn't get a chance. That's a good test right there. The seat is comfortable. All those little, I don't know if you saw them there, filled in potholes. I felt every vibration through the handlebars right there, but I didn't hardly feel any through the seat, so I guess Harley's got that going for it. But I'm gonna get a shot of it when I get back. For me, my arms are pretty straight having to reach here. I've sat a little more straight up. I'm just kind of getting tired of reaching for it. For me, I got to lean over, and that'd get tiring too, so. Vibration has kind of got a little annoying now on my leg through the air filter. And the mirrors are actually, get back to just the green at the bottom, I don't know how they are if they were up top, but being on the bottom here, they're actually helpful. And I haven't even adjusted them. I could adjust them. Get down to a lower gear, it takes some vibration off. Oh yeah, I didn't even put input in and it leans over. My R6 mirrors are pretty much useless. You might as well take them off. You don't even have to take them off to look like a cool kid. You just take them off because they're useless. These are actually pretty good. The way they're set up, without me even having touching them here, I can see just the edge of my legs, and then I can see the lane next to me, which is good. So I don't know how much longer it's going to be, but I'll end it right here before I ramble on about the same old things. I think this would be a fun bike on the winding roads. A couple of the turns I've taken, it leans over with no effort at all. Feels light. Engine's got good power. I'm not sure which engine this is, but it's got plenty of power. I think as a statement to Harley, what you'd picture Harley as, or any V-twin probably. There's the vibration that it has to it. And that would be my real only complaint about this bike. For shorter rides, I would not recommend this bike for long highway rides, just because there's no windscreen, there's no, like I said, I'm stretched out a little bit myself. But the biggest real only complaint I would have is just the vibration and how much there is. And on the downside, you feel everything through the handlebars and the pegs, and it just seems like a lot. On the plus side, that same kind of harshness gives you a really good chassis and a really good feel. And the number one thing I would have to say about this bike is the seat. I still kind of think that if you sit on it long enough, you'll get a little bit tired of sitting there. But as much as I would say or complain about the vibrations being felt through the chassis, I don't feel hardly any of it through the seat. I really don't feel any of it through the seat. So controls I'd have to get used to. I'm not gonna complain or really comment on the controls. Obviously I see headlight, low beam, high beam, I'm not even sure what that is. Looks like low, and then there's a slash for something else that I don't even know. Maybe push to pass. There's the horn. I don't know what that circular thing is. Kill switch starts right there, hazards are there, turn signals on each side. That's a staple of Harley. There, I kind of wish it was actually down here, but they're not in a bad spot. That's just me being picky. But where my hands are, I wish they were down a little bit. And you could probably rotate it. You could probably rotate them down, I guess. On this bike, they're not self-canceling. I know that Harley does offer their bigger bikes with self-canceling turn signals. And I can't even tell you how those work exactly, but they do. A whole lot of vibration. But alright, that's enough. Rambled on enough. It's a good bike. I haven't ridden too many other Sportsters, so I can't compare it to any other bike. The only bike I compare it to was my old Shadow 750. I'm a little more stretched out. This one obviously is a lot more than 750, so it's got more power. Like my leg position actually feels about the same. The controls are further away or longer than what my Shadow had me. They had me just kind of right down here at the bottom. But personally, between the two, just because I don't like the vibrations and harshness of this, I would turn around, and if I could have the power of this bike in my Shadow, that's what I would take. Anyone that likes Harley is gonna hate me, but when you throw all the little tiny things into it, I like my shadow. Sorry. Well, and third gear was it too. I think I got to fourth one time, but third gear is pretty much what I've been in this whole time. So if you're just going out on roads like this, maximum 45 or maybe 50 miles an hour, that's it. You're only going to need first, second, and third.
I looked at that and I said, that ain't part of the herd. That ain't yours. What the heck?
There you go, though.
You pick up somebody on the route.
But there you go. That's a nice looking bike, though.
Nice little ride, man. Nice little ride.
Wonder if that's the oil tank or not.
I was gonna ask you.
That's it.